So this may sound crazy and or near impossible, but for Earth Month, the month of April, I'm challenging myself to go single-use plastic free, with the exception of canned goods and receipts. I'm going to avoid directly purchasing, consuming, and using anything that directly comes in or contains single-use plastic. I know that may sound nearly impossible because plastic is literally everywhere, like literally everywhere, but in a way I've been preparing for this for years. By slowly transitioning to zero or low waste products, I've already got a good base established, and I've learned a ton about what products I actually enjoy and want to use to avoid waste. Because of this, in addition to some progress updates every few days, I'd like to also share some tips and tricks, various ideas and products that I use on a daily basis that help make this possible. These will be things that I genuinely use and stand by, and none of it will be sponsored. Some of these products I've been using for years. It may not be a perfect run. For example, I may need a Band-Aid or something. I'm not going to dramatically deprive myself of anything, but if I do end up using a single-use plastic like a water bottle or a disposable spoon, I'll put it in this big bowl, and we'll see how much got accumulated over the month. So without further ado, here's a recap of the first 2 days along with my first tip. So weeks ago, in anticipation of this challenge, I remember walking through a normal grocery store and feeling absolute dread. Despite wanting to do this challenge for years, I was wondering, what am I getting myself into? Almost everything is wrapped in plastic. Even things that seem like they're packaged in cardboard, their packaging is actually layered and intertwined with plastic. The stuff is literally everywhere. But to my surprise, on day one of the challenge, something interesting happened. I walked through the exact same regular grocery store, and I actually felt great about the challenge. Entire sections of the grocery store, I could completely avoid them, saving me a ton of time in that store. It genuinely felt so nice. You're probably wondering, what the hell have I been eating? And I will get into that. A bunch of the tips later in this month will definitely be about food and what I'm eating. So, day one was a success with no single-use plastic used. However, on day two, I was met with my first hurdle. I noticed I had a flat tire when I swapped from my winters to my all-seasons. I put the slow-leaking tire in the backseat of my car and I wrapped it in an old blanket to keep my car clean. I dropped my car off to get the tire patched up along with an oil change. After I picked up my car, I saw they unfortunately left the blanket aside and put the extra wheel in a giant plastic bag. I thought, damn, I already lost the challenge on day two. Then I realized I could keep this bag with my tires in storage, and if ever I needed to put them in my car again, I can use it to keep things clean. So day two ended up being a success as well. Okay, this video is already way longer than I would have liked, so I'm going to give one of my quickest tips. This one may seem obvious, but they'll get better. So years ago, I forgot my water bottle when I was on a small road trip, and I ended up buying this plastic water bottle at a convenience store, which would have been fine in itself, but I realized I could repurpose it. I poked some small holes in the top and started using it for whenever I wanted to water my plants around the house. Years later, it's still holding up. I've done something similar with an old, difficult-to-clean Brita pitcher for my larger exterior plants. I've also decided to repurpose broken glasses for my plant propagation station, along with these cool little Star Wars vials that were originally little hot sauce bottles. As a bonus, here's a 2-liter water bottle that I used to bring into work, but it broke, and I turned it into this little pot with drainage. All that to say that being a little creative is half of the battle here. If you have any questions or certain plastic-free solutions that you're curious about, feel free to let me know in the comments. If possible, I can try to help. I'd just like to add a little reminder that no one needs to be perfect. I'm doing this as a means to challenge myself and find different areas of my life that I can improve. Already, this challenge has introduced me to some stores and products that I love that I may not have found otherwise. I don't expect anyone else to attempt to go completely plastic-free because of my videos. Again, no one needs to be perfect, but little changes can go a long way. The baby steps are the ones that are sustainable, long-lasting. Even if we're just a little more mindful with our consumption, that is a huge win.